Hey, Happy New Year. Thank you for checking in. I'm Emma. I'm the owner and founder of Zimt. So I was listening to Earthling Ed's kind of like Christmas speech the other day, and I had what I think is a valuable and interesting takeaway. And I'm going to give that to you. For those of you who have not yet watched, I'll link it below, don't worry. But it was kind of talking about how typically we see the holidays as being sad for vegans and sad for vegans because we can't have the dishes that we used to enjoy, like our favorite dishes with our family anymore. It's a little awkward, or can be sometimes. You have to ask what's available, if you can bring stuff, whatever. And also like sad slash awkward because a lot of these holiday events themselves they're kind of centered around a dismembered corpse. And when you think about the pain and suffering that went into achieving that dismembered corpse, I think it is really, really sad. If you get past the wow, that's really gross that there's like someone's skinned, defeathered, defeathered body like in the middle of the dining room table. And we're supposed to chow down. But yeah, it's typically considered like an awkward, like sad, like you're missing out as a vegan situation. But how Ed reframed it, and I really like this, is that it kind of helps vegans put a little perspective on things and almost, not quite, but like almost, we can take back our power in a sense. Not that this is what this is about, but what he encouraged us to do was look at things from the perspective of our family and friends, if I'm interpreting his speech correctly, because these are good people. I'm sure you have some horrible family members. I wouldn't say they're horrible, but not the best. But generally, like a lot of people are good. People who like treated you with love and kindness and warmth all through your upbringing. And then these are the people who you're kind of uh awkwardly reckoning with their um belief system, at least the one that they act out in the day to day, that they are superior to other animals insofar as they can pay for them to be brutally murdered, and then they prepare their bodies to eat. But he asked us to go a little further than that. Here's the thing: these people are generally really good people, but they're also, as Colleen Patrick Goodrow has said, very stuck people. And as he was talking about how people aren't really like living in alignment with who they actually are, because again, assuming that these people are actually really kind, nice people, and then they're paying for defenseless animals to be tortured and killed, there's a disconnect. There's a disconnect. There's something that just isn't really lining up. And it's sad. Ultimately, it's very, very sad. It's sad, for the animals who are needlessly being killed on their behalf and living a life of misery and torture. But it's also really sad, not that people often think of this, but it's really sad for the person perpetuating that treatment with their dollar. Again, most people are really good people, or at least they're like fine people, and they don't actually agree with torturing and murdering defenseless animals. And yet, this is what they pay for every time they go to the supermarket and check out with like a hunk of meat or like bodily secretions of any sort, like in any presentation, like butter, milk, whatever. But this isn't really who they are. And what I think is really sad is that they are living out of alignment with who they are because of how powerful societal expectations are and how overwhelmingly powerful and disempowering these systems are that we've built up. A lot of capitalism, I mean, it relies on an unbridled sense of superiority and getting what you want no matter what the cost to others. And this is what they're living within. And this is what they've been told is the way to do things. And even now, when, you know, the narrative is changing a little bit, and again, I should say, it's still like this one aspect of a social rights concept, that being the treatment of non human animals, is so fringe. Like, we don't even think about it. Most people don't even think about it. Some of us think about it constantly. And it's sad that people are so afraid and so stuck and so beholden to these systems that they can't get out of it and they can't make decisions that actually align with who they are and are actually much kinder. So, what I think this also does is it helps vegans, at least I find for me, tone down the anger a little bit because yeah, when we see the incredible power disparity between defenseless animals and humans who can go to the grocery store, tap their phone, and buy a pack of, this dismembered animal's body, it is enraging. But if we remember that these people are essentially brainwashed en masse, I find it makes things a little bit easier because it helps me remember that it's just a really sad situation overall. And I know that doesn't seem like it should make things easier, that things are just like sad overall, but it does because it gives a bit more hope to like, okay, these are not people just in their right mind. They're just not vegan yet. Even though really, like, if they were to honor who they are as people, they would be. And I was also thinking when Ed was talking about other groups of individuals who, like, similar situation, very cast aside by the majority of society, didn't fit that little, like, heteronormative bubble, and how much bravery and courage it takes to live in alignment with who you are, especially if it's not actually harmful to anyone else. It may threaten someone else's belief system, but belief systems are not inherently good. So if you're living in a way that overall increases kindness, but it goes against like this grain of like white heteronormative capitalism, I think that's a pretty good thing because we do need to shake things up. I don't know if you noticed this past year, but things are not looking good. So we've got a lot of room for improvement, and I hope that this is your brave new year. It's going to be a brave new year for me. I've got a lot on the docket, lots planned for Zimt. I hope to accomplish all my goals by the end of January, which is lofty because I've wanted to accomplish some of these goals for like years now. But you know what? I have a good feeling about January. I do. And I hope it's good to you too. Thanks.